you join me at a tremendously exciting moment. It's Into Your Head, number 603 for Friday. We've a lot to get on with today. Items that need to be attended to, issues that need to be addressed, topics. Oh, topics. We've got lots and lots of topics. We're positively booming to the seams with topics. You've got topics coming out of everywhere. Coming out of everywhere, including but not limited to this, the Overnightscape Red Batwings old school mug from the Overnightscape podcast, which currently contains a little energy drink and possibly the drag ends of a can of Monster Ripper. Monster Ripper is one of the most disgusting beverages known to man, but it's okay. I drowned it down with some little energy drink. It's not little. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I don't. Oh, that's little energy drink there. Or was anyway. It still is in some form or other. I don't know if it retains its branding after I digest it. Stuff started doing that. But yeah, if you had stuff retaining its branding after you consumed it, then you'd have people copywriting the gutters under your frigging roof. They'd say that stuff that's coming out of your gutters that you're having shipped off to to wherever the wastewater runs off to from your house. That's our property, and you need a license to sell that. That's fine. I just won't sell my gutter water then. Start living in a godforsaken hellhole, an anti-capitalist hellhole where you can't sell your own gutter water because it contains a branded product that once went through your your digestive system. Although now that you mention it, I don't think you do make any money out of your gutter water in countries like this anyway. Your gutter water is something you pay someone to deal with. You have some pipes built, and if the pipes get blocked up, you pay someone to unblock them, but otherwise it just flows away. Gutter water in places like this is considered a commodity. It's nothing special. They don't say, collect up all your gutter water. We'll have a separate barrel beside the compost box in the garden and we'll collect it up. And every year or so, we'll throw it on top of a cat, and the cat will have special kittens that we can sell off. No, it doesn't work like that. Sadly, although is it that sad really? Would you really want to be freaking commodifying your cats by putting gutter water on them? And then you'd probably have to be what's that company? Monsanto that Adam Curry's always going on about. He says these Monsanto they sell the seeds to the farmers, but they're only licensed to use them for a year. So if they want to sow the same stuff next year, they have to buy a new crop of seeds, and the seeds will only grow once. It'll be like that with the cats now. They'll say, you used our little mixed up energy drink based urine, and it went down your... Oh no, I got that wrong now. Your urine doesn't go into the gutters. Your gutters would only be the runoff from your rain off the roof. See, the only possible situation in which... how did I get to thinking that... energy drink that I consume would end up in my gutters? I don't know. The whole basis of this last 3 minutes and 53 seconds is being wrong. So basically that was all a waste of time. Anyway, hello and welcome to the show.
You're listening to Into Your Head, hosted by Neil, Ireland's version of the Octomom. Except he's a dude. And has cats.
Absolutely fantastic.
Two cantilever giraffes walk into a bar. One of the cantilever giraffes goes straight up to the bar and sits up on a stool and says, hello. And the barman says, "Did somebody say something? Who said that?" And the cantilever giraffe said, "Yes, that was me, I think, unless you heard something else at the same time as you heard me." Well, I don't think you would have, because I think I would have heard it too. I've got quite good hearing, contrary to what people think, elephants are not the only wild animals that have a particularly good sense of one particular sense or the other. In fact, giraffes. But the elephants just have good memory. That's not a sense at all. That's the thing that you do with stuff that you've been taking through their senses. I happen to have good hearing. I don't know if that's a thing that's unique to giraffes or even to cantilever giraffes. In fact, is there such thing as a cantilever giraffe at all? I think I probably meant to say cantilever giraffe, which isn't a thing at all either, but it sounds real, because isn't there a bridge called a cantilever bridge or something like that? It goes to make sense that it's possible that an architect who invented a great new type of bridge that could reach up into the skies and hold a huge bridge over a big valley, would name it after a majestic animal such as a giraffe, a type of animal that manages to keep its head above ground and its body floating majestically in the air over whatever it's walking on. It makes sense. It could be a cantilever giraffe. But no, I had to go and mess it all up and start by saying, two cantilever giraffes walk into a bar. So now it sounds just fucking ridiculous. Fuck you, me of the past, with your rushing into your giraffe stories. Wow, any little scant regard for the you of the less than 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the future who's left with a mess. This is a prime example of how ecologists feel. They look back at themselves. They look back at their own selves from back before they learned anything, and they think, Christ, why did I have to throw that piece of plastic out in the middle of a rainforest and allow it to not rot? That bit of plastic now is causing an obstruction it's obstructing the rainforest from working in its natural way. We'll be out there one night in the rainforest, and there'll be a couple of drops of water falling from the sky that were meant to what were they meant? I don't know what they were meant to do, but they were going to do something anyway, and because of that bit of plastic blocking their route, they didn't do that, and they did something else instead. All this stuff. Then they'll tell you a butterfly flaps its wings at the other side of the world, and that can cause oceans to collide on another planet. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Why would you not want oceans to collide? An ocean is just an area of water. The Irish Sea pretty much collides with the Atlantic Ocean there, just below my country. I never see it doing any harm, unless there's something I'm not aware of. And if there's something that I'm not aware of, then it can't be much of a problem, because I live here. Would have affected me. And if it affected me or the people around me, surely to Christ I'd be aware of it. People think, I better make myself aware of all of this stuff that I'm not aware of in case it affects me. If something affects you, you'll damn well come to know about it automatically, just by getting up in the morning, or trying to get up in the morning and finding that you can't because some catastrophe is preventing you from so doing. Or you'll find that you're floating down your old road on your own bed. Then you realise, although of course by then it'll be too late to do anything about it, but it's probably too late to do anything about it now. If I were to tell you today that this time tomorrow you're going to wake up rather later than usual, as it happens, it's rather odd, but still you'll wake up around this time tomorrow, you'll find yourself floating down the road on your bed in a torrent of rain. What would you do about it right now to prevent it? You couldn't do anything. You can't prevent the future from happening because it hasn't happened yet. You can't go back and change it because you'll be going the wrong way, and if you try to go into the future to change it, well, by the time you get to the future it's too late, because then you're in the future and then you're banjaxed. We learned nothing from Michael J. Fox. Look at him now, pathetic pale shadow of his former self. He's supposed to be an actor and he can't even act unsick. I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe I'm being unfair. Or am I confusing him with Professor Stephen Hawking again? I suppose that's possible. Look at Professor Stephen Hawking. He's barely able to get up out of his own wheelchair to clean it. Yes, he's coming up with all these theories. Michael Flintstone, whatever his name is, J. Coma, what's his face? Foxton. He was in 3 of the greatest movie trilogy parts of all time, all about time travel. The heavy one talk was great, but all that turned out to be a load of bullshit. And who figured that out? It was Professor Hawking. He didn't even have to move to do it. He just sat there in his chair or lay on his bed. I don't know. I presume he has Does Professor Stephen Hawking have a bed? If he does, is it any of my business? Well, it may well be some of my business, because what if he's the fella who swept away on his own bed tomorrow morning in the rainwater? Frankly, I think that would affect me, because then we wouldn't find out. Well, maybe we've got enough information out of the man already. I mean, he's in his 70s. How much more is he going to come up with? Well, the only way to find out is to wait and see, and not wish death on the poor man, for Christ's sake. So, if you're that fella on the bed tomorrow floating down your own world, at least you'll be able to say, well, at least it's me and not Professor Stephen Hawking that's being lost. Well, that's assuming you take the rather defeatist attitude that you're not going to survive this. If I floated down my own, I don't think it would be a problem, frankly, on my own road. I live in a cul-de-sac, the end of which has a big open green area that's surrounded by 10-foot walls, and if the water from the local river even got in here, I'd be able to hold on to one of the walls. The cat super highways, as I call them. I'd hold on to one of them walls and make my way onto a roof, and then I'd wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. And then I suppose someone would rescue me, assuming I need to be people always assume that people need to be rescued in these situations. If you're sitting happily up on a roof, water that's going to clear eventually, why is it automatically assumed that you need to be rescued? No. If you ever find me sitting on my roof, you can assume that I'm well prepared for the possibility. I've got canned food and water in my attic available that I can pluck out through an open roof tile that I'll have arranged in advance. And unless it goes on for more than a couple of months, I'll be fine. So don't waste your emergency services on me, as if you just go save someone who needs saving, like Professor Stephen Hawking, for example. There's a man who could do a bit of saving in a situation like that. No, decide who to save first, and then go and save them. And then I don't know. That's another thing there. You don't have to know everything. You just have to know how to find it out. If you go up to a fella in the street and you're from a tabloid local radio station and you're doing one of those surveys about who was the Prime Minister of our country at this time, you get some young 15-year-old fella and he says, I don't know. People like to say, that's fucking disgraceful. That fella doesn't know anything he doesn't even know who his local politician is. He does not. But I can tell you, if he ever needs to find out, he'll be damn well able to do it quicker than you. He'll take out his hand, and there's probably a touch screen built into the palm of his hand by now. And he'll just say to the screen, he'll say, who is the local fella who represents me in the government? Because I've happened upon a situation where I finally need to know his name, and it'll just come up on the screen, or a voice will read it out to him, and it'll be all fine. So don't you be worrying about the young people. They're all perfectly fine. They've got their shit together. So you concentrate on getting your own shit together. That's another thing. Up on the roof, the chimney. That's what you'll use as a toilet while you're waiting for the water to go down. I know you were going to ask that. We'll use the chimney. It'll be fine. Anyway, on with the show.
There's still more to come on Into Your Head.
Do you like, let's see, what will we advertise today? Let's go to intoyourhead.com, the official website of this production, and see what affiliates we can advertise today. Because frankly, do you need prescription sunglasses or prescription glasses or contact lenses delivered to your home anywhere in the world that you just buy online? Some of my listeners have been using this. Go to intoyourhead.com. Down the right hand side of the page, click on the goggles for you ad, and you can buy your frigging prescription glasses online. Absolutely fucking fantastic. You can also buy pet supplies from my various affiliates. I've one for North America and one for the UK. There's also an official energy drink of Into Your Head. It's called Brain Tonic. Nobody ever buys any, so if you do, you'll be the first to do so. Probably. I don't know. I haven't checked the stats recently. Suffice to say, it's not one of my more successful affiliates. No offense if you're listening in Brain Tonic, but no one buys any of your crap. Maybe you should make it a bit cheaper. But no, click on the Brain Tonic ad if you want to buy that. Intoyourhead.com/offers. If you ever buy anything on Amazon, go through my Amazon links at intoyourhead.com. I get a generous commission, doesn't cost you a penny extra, and pretty much pays for me to do this. What else? That's about it. That's enough advertising for now. For all of these opportunities and more, go to intoyourhead.com/offers. Absolutely fucking fantastic. On with the content.
Into Your Head.
Monkey nuts, that's what they call them. They call them big steaming monkey nuts, etc. It's that time of the show again when I obsess over monkey nuts. I've had some correspondence recently on this matter. Regular correspondent, super supporter of the show, Jerry from Southern California, has forwarded me a thing. I'm going to damn well have a look at it now. If I can find it. Where the frig of fuck? Here it is. Something. Oh, here we go. The word of the day for July 6th is goober, Goober, noun, peanut. Examples: the children had a tin bucket full of goobers, which they were shelling and eating. Basically, peanuts. Now, I've had a long-running debate going on this show as to whether peanuts and monkey nuts are the same thing. Well, now someone is trying to lazy their way out of it with a frigging bit of sellotape, a cheap band-aid, by just calling them all goobers. That's like something you'd find the little rascals buying in the sweet shop. I remember there was a thing called the gobstopper, and in my day when I used to purchase sweets, I still purchase sweets, but I don't purchase those types. I don't purchase the type of sweets that would be called gobstoppers and that you'd buy in ones. You don't go into a shop and say, the last time I went to the shop and bought one sweet, I think it was about 15. I went into the happily now defunct Cooler stores in Bray. Said, hello, can I have one golf ball, please? A golf ball being a 1 penny chewing gum. And the fella was with a friend at the time, a customer, chatting to him, and he sniggered. I went, one golf ball, that's a very tall order, bastard. I think he might be dead now, I'm not sure. Shop seems to be out of business, so that's good. Anyway, goober. Did you know we're just nuts about the word goober? It's a regional term used mainly in the southern and eastern central part of the United States, but the peanut plant didn't. That's just occurred to me now. You foreigners have a thing called planter's peanuts. Is that from the term peanut plant, I wonder? Must be. Never occurred to me before. I always thought it was someone called Plant. Your man out of Led Zeppelin, he was called Plant. Robert Plant. I think there was a Peter Plant somewhere too. The name sounds familiar. Who's Peter Plant now? Let's check that out. Let's make sure we investigate all possible rows that may yield from this thing, Peter Plant. Is he an actor, or is that Peter? No, Peter Postlethwaite I was thinking of. Peter Plant, fella on Facebook, images of a fella with a beard. He worked in the blah blah. No, that's just a normal name. It's nobody in particular. What else was I going to say? Something. Oh yes, I was on the peanut thing from Jerry from Southern California. It's actually native to South America. It was taken from there to Africa, where the local people gave new names to the high protein legumes. Now legumes, if I remember rightly, is the French for, and I may not remember this rightly, but it's the French for some vegetable or other. I thought it was cabbages or legumes. What's legumes? Oh, now that will make sense though. Although would a legumes? I don't know. Suffice to say, I don't like this new complication being brought into the whole monkey nut debacle after all this. Peanuts travelled back from blah 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 blah. Goober isn't the only name for peanut. Well, no shit, that has stuck with us. The snack staple is also known as the ground nut, earth nut, and more rarely the pinder, another term that originated in the something languages. Test your memory. What recent word of the day begins with an A and can be strongly moved by love? Well, how would I remember something that I haven't read? There's a question for you, memory people. This is a forwarded word of the day to which I haven't subscribed as yet, so I can't remember something that I never saw. So that's a flawed survey. Your survey is you're like the fellow who came round to my door once and he said, hello, I'm here from the radio. I got surveyed for the National Radio Listenership Survey once, and he said, I want you to tell me for each 15-minute segment of yesterday what you listened to. So I just told him I listened to I listed off a pile of independent illegal community radio stations that weren't on his list. I had great fun doing that, I have to say. Caused a great consternation. So I think he just put down others. If you're an independent illegal broadcaster, you're not considered normal. You're pretty much considered. Of course, that was back in the days before there was podcasting and before before you could just pitch up a little frigging whatever you call it. I suppose a computer. You could call it a computer if you want. I'd rather use more sophisticated language than that, because you can call anything a computer. You could call that thing that landed on the moon a computer, but that had a real person in it. I was reading about him today. Your man who walked on the moon, he had to be coaxed back in. He tried to make excuses to walk out further. He didn't want to get back into the ship. Or was that Mars? No, it wasn't Mars, because we haven't been to Mars yet. It was somewhere or other anyway. Some fella on a spacewalk. It must have been the moon. Does it count as walking if you're doing it where there's no land? I don't know. If you're doing a spacewalk just out in the vacuum in the middle of nowhere, that's just like you wouldn't call that walking if you were just swinging your legs in the swimming pool. So why would you call it walking if you're just swinging your legs in a vacuum? I don't know. You might as well call it fighting the vacuum. That's like having a war against the vacuum. I don't know, people. If you had I'm going to invent a sport. If we ever get to the point where vacuum cleaners are made in the right shape for this, we probably will. We'll have robotic vacuum cleaners. We'll have a game where you can fight against your vacuum cleaner, and you'll both be connected up to your Nintendo Wii, and you can have a sword match or something, or a suction match. We see if you can suck some. You'll both stand. The vacuum cleaner will stand behind that line over there, and I'll stand behind this line over there, and there'll be an electronic mat to measure everything, and I'll suck, and the vacuum cleaner will suck, and whoever can suck up whatever's on the mat quicker and more thoroughly wins. You can play online as well. That'll be the next thing. But not now though. I don't currently have a Wii me, and I've no intention of ever getting one. I do not play games. This is the real world. We do not play games in this world. Any game that I participate in better have some sort of usefulness, such as, for example, vacuuming that mat. That's the only reason I'd agree to play that game, and also because I've just invented it, so I might make some money out of it. But apart from that, no. Apart from that, oh yes, where were we? Monkey nuts. Big steaming, that's what they call them, big steaming piles of monkey nuts, or apparently as well, goobers. Is that what I said? Goobers. The children had a tin bucket full of goobers, which they were shelling and eating. Now, I've never shelled and eaten goobers, although maybe I have. I have shelled green peas that were grown in my own back garden, or unshelled them, or de-shelled them, I call them. If you're shelling things, you're putting them into shells, and if that's the case, then you're a prime example of what's wrong with the modern food industry. Getting fucking nuts and putting them into presumably artificial shells, or maybe they're special shells that have been genetically modified, and they're transferring them into those shells because they look better or they're more yellow or something. I don't know. But no, you shouldn't be shelling anything. You should be de-shelling it or unshelling it, separating the shell from the soul, the shell from the pea or the monkey nut or wherever it is. Presumably they sell the shells separately somewhere. They'll say, "Oh, is that you want to buy some shells?" It's like the chicken wing of the vegetable industry. The shells are. I wonder what they do with peanut shells. Now did you mention it? Do we have time to look into this though? I don't think so, because we're coming towards the end of the day. Oh no, we're not. We've another 5 minutes. That's fine. We'll look into it. So, what do they do? They do with peanut shells. Peanut shells. Uses of peanut shells. Someone asking, do they make good compost? The straight dope, how they salt peanuts in the shells. Peanut shells are good for you. Hold on a minute. Peanut shell byproducts. I have to do a proper search term, because in a search, if you put in shit, you're going to get out shit. And if I put in peanut shell byproducts, I'm going to get a better result. Byproducts of peanuts. No, nothing there. The internet is broken. The internet, you're like a broken child from a broken family is being smashed up into pieces just to get the peanut out of you, which I suppose is as good a reason as any. If you're going to eat a peanut, you have to break some eggs. That's what they say. You smash it open and the nut falls out. And make damn sure you catch it in something hygienic, because I don't think you can wash peanuts, can you? If you wash a peanut, that'll destroy. That's another question. If you wash peanuts in water, that'll just fucking make them go rotten and mouldy. So how do we know our peanuts are clean? Do they put them through a friggin' IBM sanctified Pentium chip making factory with men in white coats, or do they just I don't know, suck them out of the shells with a pipette? I don't know. I presume they do something though. They have to do something, otherwise they'll what are they going to say? If they don't do something, they'll have nothing to advertise. They can't just have a big bag of nuts that just says, these are nuts, we didn't do anything with them. You could just as easily have picked these up off the ground outside your house and saved yourself £3. No, they have to have something they can put. They have to have a story that they can put on the back of these things to say, oh, our peanuts were first broadcast by George Galloway in 1964. His cat found them. His cat found some. His cat went missing for 3 days and came back with some of these nuts and decided to follow his cat to find out where they came from. And for the next 200 years, his family developed the process of whatever. You get the idea. The point is, you can't just say these are nuts, copyright the nut people. You have to have a story. Anyway, good morning.
Sit, Kofi. Sit. Good cat. Sit, Kofi. Sit. Good cat. Sit, Kofi, sit. Good cat. Good cat.
Help support this free podcast. Go to intoyourhead.com/tipjar.
Sit, Kofi, sit. Good cat.
Intoyourhead.com.